Hello, hello. My name is Stephanie Dawn. Happy Saturday. I'm so happy to be here with you. Welcome to our presentation called Nourished by Nature. And I love this title. It absolutely speaks to what it is that we are here to share with you today. Each one of us has gathered here together, has a story around our health. And I'll start by sharing just a little bit of my story and how it is that I came here to be here with you on a Saturday. And then I've got some very special guests that I want you to hear from. So I struggled all my life with health and with weight. I fluctuated up and down for many years. I had a mom who would make brownies and I'd make a salad. I'm like, I don't want to eat your brownies. And so I naturally was prone towards nourishing my body with healthy things, but I grew up in a world, of TV dinners and processed foods and a lot of crap in my diet. And I struggled for many years throughout my young adult life. And I really didn't have anyone who was supporting me to eat better, to do better, to nourish my body better. And so I knew about the importance of organic fruit and farming. And but I didn't really understand about the importance of daily organic nutrition. And I certainly didn't know anything about superfood nutrition. So about 10 years after I'd given birth to my two children, Jasper and Zephyr, who are now teenagers, I was struggling. I was 50 pounds overweight. I was having wicked hot flashes, and I really didn't know what to do for myself. And it wasn't until I'd come across a girlfriend on Facebook Live who had just done a cleanse, and she just looked radiant and bright and gorgeous. And she messaged me and she said, Steph, I just did this cleanse. I was like, yeah, I saw your live. You look beautiful. Help, hook me up. And so that initial contact changed everything for me, because what happened for me was I did that protocol and that transformation. And then I went on vacation for my 50th birthday in Maui, and I'd lost weight in the transformation, but I gained it all back on vacation, right? And because what needed to happen for me was I needed to make a lifestyle change. And that lifestyle change, that took some time, but it ultimately happened. And I ended up losing the weight. And so that was my gateway, was weight loss. I lost all the weight. I was incredibly grateful. And I started making a lot of good changes, but I was going back to some bad habits. And I'd go, swing the pendulum to the clean eating and the transformation and our beautiful protocols. And then I would go back to bad habits. 3 years ago, I received a breast cancer diagnosis. Stage 3, metastasis to the lymph nodes, tumors in both breasts. You can imagine my shock. I thought I was healthy. And I was really floored, actually, that I received this diagnosis. It's, you never want to hear those words. And so I made the determination to heal the appearance of cancer in my body naturally. And there's a lot that I could share with you about how it is that I healed cancer naturally. But what I want you to know, the most important information that I want you to know, is the nutrition that we are talking about with you here today, this beyond organic, superfood, dense, potent nutrition, has been the mainstay of my diet all these years, in addition to whole food, organic food, and all kinds of other types of cleansing that I've done, water fasting, juice cleansing, etc. I'm so grateful that I have this nutrition in my diet and that it has allowed me to be here with you today. I'm living life. There's no further metastasis in my body. The tumors have transformed. They've become benign. And I get to show up every day to be a mom to my 2 children and to work with these gorgeous goddesses that I'm going to be introducing you to here. So thank you for, sharing a part of your Saturday with us. We're incredibly grateful that you're here with us. And without further ado, I'd really like to introduce you to a mother who I'm constantly impressed by. She is a mom of 3 gorgeous humans. And she has an amazing transformation story in her own right. Welcome, Kahina. I'm so glad that you're here with us today.
Thank you. I'm so, so grateful to be here, and so grateful for all of you who have shown up to listen. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. And shown up in support. I'm just so incredibly grateful for this community and the integrity of what we're working with. And so I've lived with gut dysbiosis since I can remember, since my childhood. And when I was pregnant with my second child, Lyra Moon, it got even worse. I think because I was under a lot of stress at the time as well, working a lot and alone. And I developed psoriasis that was really painful and embarrassing and caused me a lot of anxiety. I had bald spots on my head, and I would always cover it up with scarves. And luckily, my hair has been pretty thick, so it wasn't super noticeable, but up here it became pretty noticeable. So I started having to wear scarves and stuff to cover it up. And that was just pretty devastating, because I wanted that mama glow, that some people have. And I was eating organic foods. I actually worked at a health food store, but I was good friends with the bakery manager. So I was going hard on some cookies. And anyway, so I developed an addiction to sugar and was like, it's organic. No, no, no. And I just struggled for a long time. And then I picked up a mad coffee habit to keep me going and to keep up with life's demands and everything that I had on my plate, because I wasn't sustained. No matter how much organic food, smoothies I put in my body, for some reason, I couldn't find the balance, and I kept reaching towards the sugar for comfort. And so fast forward to my pregnancy with Juniper, it was pretty traumatic and difficult, and kind of next level difficult. The psoriasis got worse, and my anxiety and depression got worse. And I really was just at my wits. I didn't know where to turn, because I had eaten organic and I had even gone to school at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, but because of a dark night of the soul, had to come out of that before I finished. So anyway, I've been immersed in the world of health and wellness, and I just could not find an answer to my issues that I was suffering with. After Junebug was born, I ended up having severe lethargy, chronic inflammation. I was just a hot mess, really, and in a desperate state. And I've gone through what I like to look at it as like initiations, like the universe preparing me for something with all of these trials and tribulations that I've experienced. And this was a big one. This was a really big one. And I sent out a big prayer for a miracle that my pain would alchemize into purpose. And I had no idea what a blessing I would receive from that prayer, and divine alignment and support that has been unwavering and powerful. So I'm so, so grateful, because I am not trying to fill my cup with coffee and fall apart every day. And I forgot to mention, I had OCD pretty bad as well. I mean, everything felt like it was going to set me off. And that was horrible to experience as a mother, that, that I want to be a light in my children's lives. I want to inspire them. We all do. I think that's mothers' innate. That's what we're wired to do. But without the proper support, sometimes it's really, really difficult. And as a holistic doula and somebody that cares so much about mamas and supporting mamas and babies and families to thrive, this is something that I feel so passionate and blessed to be able to share, because a nourished mother is such a blessing to her children. And I'm just so grateful to be able to look back and see how much of a change that I've made, and how I know that there's no turning back. This is, I mean, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. This is part of what I came to this planet to do, to share this sustenance and to continue to receive and know my own worth in that. So I could go on, but I'm so excited to hear the other stories. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Beautiful, beautiful. I am so glad that you found what you needed, Kahina. And I want you all to just know that so many women and mothers like Kahina suffer in silence. They do not get the nutritional support that they need. Their postpartum depletion turns into postpartum depression, and in some cases turns into postpartum psychosis, which is very, very serious. So you are a true radiant lighthouse for mothers, Kahina, and I'm so grateful that we found each other. Yeah, and that we get to do this work to help elevate women and mothers every single day. You're such a blessing in my life, and thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, cool. And would you do me the honor of introducing Miss Sovereign Joe?
Definitely. Sovereign Joe is one of my nearest and dearest, and we met through divine alignment. I actually left her a card on her car because I saw her altar on her dashboard at Whole Foods in Virginia once upon a time. So yes, I just knew it's like our spirits resonated before I even saw this beautiful human. So I'm so excited to have you here with me and to do this work together. You're always such an inspiration and a blessing in my life. I pass you the baton.
Thank you so much, Kahina. It's such a blessing and an honor to see how much you've grown, and especially since I met you, but since being here with you on this amazing journey, like watching you shine and watching you thrive. It's just been so beautiful to witness. So I'm very grateful for you. I really am. So my name is Joe. A lot of you know me, some of you don't. I've been an animal health care technician for the past 15 years of my life. And I absolutely love what I do for a living. This past year, I have fallen in love with nutrition and learning the importance of detoxing and nourishing my body deeply. And it's been quite the journey. I just turned 40 last month, and I can say, like, my health now has been 10 times better than it ever has been. Like, I feel better now at 40 than I did when I was 20 years old. I have more energy. I don't have the brain fog. I don't have chronic fatigue. So it didn't always used to be that way. So a lot of you don't know, but I have a blood disorder called thalassemia. And like most of my life, I've struggled with chronic migraines, frequent migraines, daily headaches, digestive issues, IBS. In 2012, I was diagnosed with cystitis, so painful bladder syndrome. In 2009, I actually had sudden internal bleeding because doctors had me on way too many medications at the same time. I was basically a guinea pig for them. They had no idea why I was in pain all the time. They couldn't understand it. Had a lot of hospital visits. It got to be, it was depleting my quality of life. And so I've struggled a lot during my life. And in 2021, I had another scary diagnosis of a lesion, an appearance of a lesion on my liver. And after 3 MRIs, they also discovered degenerative disc disease in my T10 and T11. So needless to say, my mental health kind of crashed in 2021, and I started to become obviously depressed, suicidal thoughts, all the above. And I actually started going public on Facebook about what I was experiencing. And Kahina, lovely sister of mine, she saw that I was struggling, and she reached out to me and she shared her amazing journey and her story. And I was just like, this is what I've been praying for. I mean, I was seeing every kind of doctor known to mankind. That's literally was 2021 for me. And I had a lot of back and forth. No one really could give me any real answers, but I was obviously struggling and in pain. And doctors just say, nothing, just take your pain meds, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is unacceptable. Like, there's got to be something out there that I need to do more research and study. And I was doing as much studying as one person could possibly stand. And I learned a lot in my experience. And the blessing of everything that I've gone through in my life is now my silver lining, because I get to help people. Like, if I can overcome all these things, that I feel like my story is worth sharing, because I know these protocols have saved my life in more ways than one. And I no longer have daily headaches. I maybe every once in a while get a migraine. I don't have cystitis anymore. My bladder is completely normal. I can eat spicy food again. I can have citrus again. I'm obsessed with orange juice. I went years without being able to drink orange juice. And it just feels good to feel good. And now that I have my quality of life back, I feel better mentally, and physically. And like my digestion has improved. Everything has just gotten significantly better for me. And like, I've learned so much just in this past year, in this community, like all the love and the support, it's just endless. Like, I'm so grateful for each and every person that I come into contact with, that I converse with. And I've basically made it my mission to become a servant leader and show compassion and offer guidance to those who are seeking just that. And I want to encourage people to understand the importance of what we choose to consume on a daily basis can either be the healthiest form of medicine, or it can be the slowest form of poison. And suffering is an option, it's not a life sentence. And the commitment that you make to your health will ultimately transform your life in more ways than you can imagine. And what we eat today is going to affect us down the road. And I used to be the person that could eat a pint of ice cream before bed every night. Like, I thought that was freaking normal. I didn't realize it was making me sick. I didn't realize it was contributing to my chronic pain or inflammation in my body. I used to eat eggs every day, also feeds every pathogen known to man. And, I used to drink, I used to smoke. All these things have they started to deplete me. And I knew that I needed to change my lifestyle. And the invitation to like slowly alkalize my body and release toxins and deeply nourish my cells so I can heal on a cellular level has ultimately transformed my life. And I just can't, I don't know, like it's just such a blessing. I just want everyone to feel good, you know? So
Oh,
thank you so much for letting me share that.
God bless you, Joe. Thank you, honey. Oh, I'm
Thank
sending you big warm hugs. Yeah, the perspective that I want to give you all today around what Joe's just shared with us is that when Kahina first brought Joe to me, I really wondered if we could help her. I really wondered if what we had could help her. And walking with you, Joe, working with you, supporting you, watching you learn how to love you more deeply in terms of how you nourish your body has been profound for me and has shown me that food does heal. Food does heal. Food can harm us or it can heal us. And so, we are at choice every single day. And, we're not all perfect. We sometimes fall off the wagon and do the things that, got us into into having issues in the first place. But we know how to find our way back. That's the key. So it's not about being some, perfect, organic, raw food, fruit eating automaton. It's like, we live in a world where there's so many opportunities to enjoy food and to eat whatever we want. But we've nourished, what we've learned how to do is to nourish ourselves in ways that are more high vibe and more connected to the values that we carry. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. So God bless you, Joe, for the journey that you've had prior to today and for the way in which you are helping others every single day in all the ways that you do. Your heart is so beautiful and so big, and I'm so glad I know you.
I'm so glad I know you too, Stephanie.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you now to do me the honor of introducing your gorgeous friend, Christen Ritsuko.
Oh, Christen, I love you so much. So I've known Christen since we were like 14 and we lived in Arizona together. So we've kind of been a part of each other's journey for a long time, here and there. We unfortunately live far apart, but we do get to see each other every once in a while, and I'm hoping we can remedy that soon.
Definitely.
So Christen you have been one of the biggest inspirations of my life. Like, you've been such a rock, and you always give me the most gentle, loving reminders on how to be true to myself. And you've seen me struggle in my life. You've seen me thrive in my life. And I'm just really glad to be doing this work with you by your side. So thank you for
Love
being
you.
here. Your story is very profound, and I'm excited for you to share it.
Thank you so much, Joe. I love you so much. Oh my God. I love being here. I love all of you so much. Thank you. So my story starts mainly about 8 years ago, and I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis around my 30th birthday, and hit hard. It was like, what the heck? Hello, 30. Now you have multiple sclerosis. And it was just absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I had optic neuritis, is how the diagnosis went. So my optic nerve was damaged, and I had extreme pain in my right eye. Any movement at all, you don't think about how much you move your eyes, but any movement at all was excruciatingly painful. And I work in the eye business. So I was working for an eye doctor at the time, thank goodness. And he was doing test after test. He was trying to figure out what was going on. And he finally saw my optic nerve, and how it was damaged. And he immediately sent me to a neuro-ophthalmologist, who then ordered an MRI and then confirmed multiple sclerosis. Optic neuritis is one of those things that they link directly to multiple sclerosis. And so I refused medication, even to bring the pain and everything down. I just was like, no, I'm not going to go on steroids. I'm not going to start MS medication. I just wasn't going to. And that was not an easy decision. I say it like it's an easy decision, but when you're faced with something like that, I'm going up against the whole Western medical model, and I'm saying no. I was absolutely terrified. But I just knew that I didn't want to get on medication, because then it's just a spiral, and then you're on medication for the rest of your life. And this medication causes these side effects, and it's just a downhill spiral. So I knew about health. I was raised in a house that, my mother did not allow sugar in the house. I was raised, she used to give me all sorts of concoctions growing up. I always had, she would cook good meals and, as best as she could. And so I grew up knowing about health. My parents knew about health, but so I knew to go to that. I knew, okay, I have to change. I knew it was a lifestyle change. And immediately I started juicing and changing my lifestyle. At the time I did paleo diet, because I found a doctor. Her name is Dr. Walls, and she's an MD, and she was in a wheelchair with multiple sclerosis, and got out of the wheelchair and started running marathons. And the way she did it was, her method is through basically a very clean diet. She does do the paleo, and just basically very clean eating. So meat or not, just very, very clean eating. And so I followed a lot of her protocols that she was doing, and she was a huge inspiration to me to see her go from a wheelchair to riding a bike and running marathons. So I knew it was possible. I knew the possibility, and I wasn't going to listen. I kind of just put on earmuffs when I went to the doctor, and long story short, I did, in between my MRIs, I had 2 6 months apart. And in between then, I'd completely changed everything about how I ate. I gave up dairy at the time, everything. And there was a good improvement in my MRIs. So I was like, okay, well, I'm doing something right. And within 9 months, my vision came back in my right eye. I didn't lose complete vision, but it was very distorted, and the colors were very distorted. It was very uncomfortable. And scary. So, because I could go blind. I didn't know if I was going to completely lose my vision or not. So it came back. Then as the years go by, I was doing really good with my diet and everything. Years go by, you start to lose. You start to lose that, you go out with your friends and there's always a celebration, and you're having a drink and you're eating pizza on a late night because you work late, and you're justifying those bad decisions, and they just got to be too much. It added up and added up. And I knew, I was like, well, I'm pretty healthy. I eat organic. I'm pretty healthy. I'm doing pretty good, but pretty good is not enough. So I knew I needed a better nutrition. I needed to do better. So I feel like 2021 was a rough year for a lot of people. I know it certainly was for me too. And winter of 2021 just tipped the scales. And I was like, by January of 2022, I'd had enough. So it started off my year, my winter in 21, I had a miscarriage. And then it just went from there. And I was like, okay, I know I'm not as healthy as I need to be, but I have to get healthier. I just felt everything was too much of the wrong foods. And so after the miscarriage, then I had to deal with 2 very close family members that passed away, a very dear uncle and my dear aunt. And my aunt dropped dead from diabetes, just literally fell to the floor. And that was a huge wake up call, because I know that diabetes is a lifestyle disease. It's completely controllable with lifestyle and diet and exercise and all of that. So it was really just a huge eye opener for me and my whole family. And then I got sick after that with the thing, and I was like, it's just too much. I have to do something. So I see Jo Marie and what she was doing, and I was aware of everything she was going through and how her battles and everything. And I was like, okay, what is she doing? That looks really good. What she's drinking looks amazing. It just looks like it's nourishing her body. I'm like, I need that. I started to actually crave it. I was like, I don't know, I have to have that, whatever you're doing. And so she brought me in, and she was telling me more. So that's been a year now since I've been on these products. And some of the other symptoms that I've dealt with over the year with MS are extreme pain, just I've had spasms in my legs. It's been hard to walk at times. I've had a lot of pain in my limbs, weakness, tingling, numbness, all of that. And on, dizziness, tons of things. And it was always intermittent. So it was never like, I could still go to work and I could still do things, but it was very hard. It was very hard. And not to mention what it does to your your mentality. It's very depressing. You start to have depressive thoughts, and I'm not a depressed person, but you do start to feel depressed. So after being on these products for about a year now, I have so much energy. I don't have any fatigue. I don't have any pain for probably the past, I'm going to say maybe 5 months. I've not had any pain in my body. And I've done some really deep with these products. There's a parasite cleanse, and I do them now every 3 months. I do this really deep cleanse, and I feel like that has just been incredible. And I can just I feel my body healing. My vision also has gotten better, because in the right eye, I did get most of my vision back, but it was just a little bit darker in that eye, a little dimmer always. And I just, with both eyes open, I don't even notice it. But with one eye, I'm like, oh, it's a little darker. But there is one specific product on top of just detoxing and nourishing your body. There are some specific products that I also use, and it's zeaxanthin, which is something that you can also buy at an eye doctor, but we have the cleanest form of it. And that alone just nourishes your eye health, the fluid in your eye. It nourishes the fluid in your eye. It tightens up all the tissues in your body. So I could go on and on about the products and how they've helped me. Sleeping better. I feel like my skin is better. It's more vibrant. Everything. I don't even wear makeup anymore. I wear like a little bit of mascara, but on my skin, I stopped wearing anything because it's all just junk anyways. I don't really want to put, unnatural things. I'm very careful about anything I put on my skin or in my body now. So, I can honestly say that I really don't have any remnants of multiple sclerosis. And I know that's a really big thing to say. That's a pretty big statement that I'm making, but I'm really confident and really excited and really happy, and I'm helping other people. And so I think that's probably most of it. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome, Christen. So like mic drop. I mean, I never in a million years would have imagined that that I'd hear you or anyone telling a story like that. I think we've grown up in an era, in an age where, oh, you get a diagnosis, you just have to live with it, take drugs, you know, and that's your life. So we know now that that's not the case, that we have agency, we have the ability to transform our health, and you're such a beautiful embodiment of that. Thank you for sharing your story today. All right. So cancer, postpartum depletion and depression, cystitis, migraines, gut health, multiple sclerosis. Pretty powerful. Each one of us has been able to transform our health using superfood nutrition on the daily. That's key. So I'm excited to now share with you, like, what are these protocols? What are you guys talking about? So the main one, I mean, we have about 70 products. There's something for everyone: families, children, women, men, athletes. But the main one that we love to talk about and share about, because it's such a game changer, is called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, ULT for short. And I would include ULT plus immune for those of you who want to experience a robust immune system. I would just add that little plus immune on the end, and I'll say more about that in a moment. So the ULT is a gorgeous conglomeration of 5 products, and those 5 products are as follows. We've got the probiotic and the prebiotic in the form of a product called Biomedic. And Biomedic is one of our star products that effectively removes the herbicide glyphosate out of your body. If you're interested in looking at the science around that, we have some early clinical trials that show that C-reactive protein, or CRP, is reduced by 75% in a 6-week period of time. And it also removes glyphosate up to 74% in the same amount of time. And then I have colleagues who have taken Biomedic over 2 months and done the test before and after for glyphosate, and it effectively removed the glyphosate 100% in a 2-month period of time. Wow. So it is a incredible product that we don't have conclusive evidence, but there is a very good possibility that not only is it removing the herbicide glyphosate out of our bodies, but it's removing other harmful chemicals, pesticides, and herbicides out of our bodies as well. So that's where we start. Amazing detox with Biomedic. The second product is a Super Aminos 23, which is pure vegan protein, floods the body with energy in 23 minutes, and helps to build muscle and burn fat. All right, that's the Super Aminos 23. The third product is the Power Shake. The Power Shake is a delicious green veggie and superfood shake, all organic. Everything is organic in our protocols. All right. We stand behind that 100%. And the Power Shake is delicious. It's not a meal replacement. It is sort of like a snack. Okay. Where you just mix it up with water and you suck it back, and you've had your salad for the day, plus. It's about 6 or 7 salads in one shake. So that's the Power Shake. You have options if you want to try some different shakes, if you have different needs. We have two other shakes, so 3 total with a whole bunch of different flavors. Whoever invited you here can share more about that. You can get the ULT customizable. All right. And so then the fourth product is the tart cherry syrup, and it's called Apothecary. Anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, anti-stress, and highly anti-cancer. Woohoo! Packed with vitamin C. All right. Vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C. We want it every single day. So, and you can get it in multiple different forms. You know, Joe loves her orange juice. And yes, we want to be drinking orange juice, but only organic, my friends, only organic. Okay. So, but you can also get vitamin C through the beautiful tart cherry. And that's all it is tart cherry syrup. That's what it is, 100% tart cherries. And you take it in a teaspoonful. You can just do it neat, right into your mouth, or excuse me, a tablespoonful, or you can put it into water in the evening before you go to bed, and you can have it at night before you go to bed, about an hour. It's non-drowsy, but it does have naturally occurring melatonin in it, which helps the body to fall asleep and stay asleep. And then the final product in the ULT is the Super Cleanser. And the Super Cleanser is what Christen was just talking about moments ago. It's the parasite killing herbs. All right. So when we say we've been nourishing ourselves by nature, we're not kidding. Everything here is from Mother Earth. It's from food. It's from fruit. It's from vegetables. They're all whole food supplements. Okay. And we do eat other whole foods. It's not, we don't just have these products. We eat whole food, right, ladies? Yeah. So, the parasite killing herbs, they're so important. We all have parasites. If we eat meat, fish, or vegetables, we have parasites. And this is something that doctors used to educate their patients about back in the day. I don't know, 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago. They're not doing that anymore. They've got you talking to gastroenterologists and getting all kinds of tests and taking all kinds of drugs. Nope, you just need some parasite killing herbs and you're going to be A-okay. All right. So we have that in our ULT. And then the ULT Plus Immune has this beautiful product called Zinc Aid. What we found during the pandemic, we don't launch products very often, but what we found during the pandemic is Americans were deficient in zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D. And so that consists the main contributions in that zinc aid, but then we threw in vitamin A and vitamin E for good measure, because why not? You know, vitamin A is incredible for skin, and vitamin E is also an amazing vitamin that the body deeply needs. So that is the ULT Plus Immune. Now, these beautiful ladies have a discount code for you. All right, each one of them. So if you're interested, if you're saying, oh my goodness, I need this in my body yesterday, or I know someone, I have a loved one that's struggling with what we've been talking about, or something else. I mean, this is what's been so eye-opening for me. You know, my entry point was weight loss. I had postpartum weight gain, right? 10 years postpartum, and cancer. But I know other people who are struggling with Lyme disease and have been helped by these products, or Hashimoto's and have been helped, severe adrenal fatigue, even lupus. So we're talking really serious diagnoses that have been helped by food. So there's something here for everyone, and you don't have to go all into the ULT if you don't want to. You can just talk with Christen or Kahina or Joe, and they will connect you to what is best for you, or they'll bring you to me. If you want to talk with me more so and go do a deeper dive into what's going on with you. So I would like to open it up to questions in a moment, but before I do that, I want to invite you. If you've been listening to these stories, you're inspired. I want to invite you to join us, because as you can feel through our stories, we're on a mission. We're on a mission to help moms. We're on a mission to help women. We're on a mission to help men, families, grandparents, everyone who is not feeling their absolute best to feel better. And we want to invite you to join us, all right? We stand behind these products 100%. They are totally in alignment with our values. The founders of this company are the salt of the earth. They were pivotal over 30 years ago in getting the USDA organic standard label for all of us to be benefiting from. What's going on in America's farmlands is criminal. It's not about our wellness. It's not about health. It's about money, and it's about profiting off of our unwellness. And so a lot more I could say about that, but we're not going to go down that road right now. So we love the founders of our company, Dave and Amy. They are 100% committed to your wellness. If you are not happy, if you decide to purchase these products and you're not happy, you have a 60-day money-back guarantee. There's another key piece that I want you to know about Dave and Amy and this company, Purium, that we're brand partners for, is we have a plastic-free initiative. We are like 99.9% plastic-free. All of our packaging is compostable, which is something I'm really proud of. I'm a longtime environmental activist. And I love, love, love that we've eliminated over like 200,000 pounds of plastic from landfills by going all compostable. And now we're helping other companies use our compostable packaging. So we got it going on in that regard. And so if you're loving what you're hearing and you want to join us, we want you to join us and become not only someone who's transforming their own health through using these products, but become a brand partner and join our team. This is an amazing opportunity. This company is going nowhere but up, and we are a robust team of very active, very engaged people. Can you tell? We love what we do. We love helping people. We love showing up in that servant leadership space, as Joe was sharing, and really supporting people to realize that what they're eating and how they're feeling is connected. It's all connected. And we help people to make that connection. So if you'd like to learn more about the business, I definitely want Christen, Joe, or Kahina to bring you to me. And I want to share with you more about what that means. So I want to thank you all for being here with us today. I'd love to open it up for questions now. You can either raise your hand by clicking the little more button and going into, the reactions button. See that little happy face there? And you can raise your hand and I can call on you, or you can ask a question in the chat and we can answer it for you. Anyone have a question? So many beautiful people here today. Thank you for being with us here on a Saturday. No questions?
Steph, can I share something
Yeah.
about the opportunity
Please.
that I've just found to be such a blessing? So when I came into this business, I didn't really have any idea what I was doing. I wanted the medicine. I wanted the plant medicine, and I knew that it was going to help me. I had this knowingness, and I didn't know about residual income at all. I just had no idea. So anyway, I just kind of leapt in, not knowing what I was doing, but trusting the process, trusting and resonating with Steph and the team, and just, so I got a slow start, but I am so freaking blessed and honored every time now that I receive a direct deposit, because I know that it's connected to people being nourished, and I'm getting texts every day, of progress that my friends and my loved ones are seeing and feeling in their bodies. And it's just so nourishing to align my passion with my abundance. So my vision is expanding. And just recently, some of you may know this, I had a situation where I had to leave my home, the rental that we were in, because of mold. And that was slowing down. I was like regressing because I was in that mold situation, but still being so nourished that I didn't let it take me down. So I moved out and I took a step back for a few weeks. I didn't really do anything. And Jo just stepped right in, and she really stayed in the game and nourished our team and just elevated us. And I got a paycheck that I was not expecting at all when I was not doing anything except for asking for prayers and support, which was so available to me. And I just wanted to share that because I thought that was so cool that I just wasn't expecting that. And it was really, really such a blessing and so helpful, and helped me to also see really what we're working with in the regenerative aspect of this residual income model and collaboration. So.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for contributing that. Yes, it is. For those of you who are in the dollars for hours paradigm and you're looking for an exit strategy, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun by helping people, and you can earn a little or a lot depending on your goals. So we'd love to have you join us. And if you'd just like to be a customer, that's great too. We want what you want. So I want to thank everyone for being here with us today. If there's no questions, I saw what you wrote, Samantha. What we have here can absolutely help you. I'm excited you'll be in touch with Kahina. Thank you for taking time to be with us today, and God bless you. Thanks, ladies. Thanks, Christen, Jo, and Kahina. Much love, everyone.